majority of this. Okay. So I have so many things to say. I wrote down so many things that I wanted to say to you guys, but I'm gonna keep this to 10 minutes and then we will, move into just meditating together for 10 minutes. But before we do any of that, there were so many things that just went on. So we are going to take 3 deep breaths together. You can keep your eyes open. You can close them if you'd like. If you want to have a soft gaze, that's okay too. Take a deep breath in through your nose and softly let that out of the mouth. Deep breath in again through the nose. Softly out of the mouth. Last time, deep breath in again through the mouth, and you're going to hold it at the top, so take it in. Hold it at the top of the breath. You're going to relax your shoulders. Try to relax your jaw. Relax the space in between your eyebrows. When I say 1, you're going to let out a nice sigh. 3, 2, 1. And now you can slowly begin to open your eyes if they're closed, but try not to go right back to the screen right away. Try to take your eyes into something that's just in your room. You've been looking at a screen for about an hour, so just looking around, grounding back in, thanking the 4 walls, the ceiling, the floor for the space that we're in, thanking Wi-Fi and computers and all this other stuff that we have for making it possible. And when you're ready to fully come back to the screen, you can. Okay, so there's so much to talk about. So today is the 19th. Tomorrow is the spring equinox. And then we have the new moon in Aries. It's also the astrological new year. So we kind of have all of these energies coming in at us at once. And I know for those of you that were with us last month, you heard me talk. March was just packed with so many different things happening astrologically. It was a very intense month. A lot of astrologers have been talking about March of 2023 for a while because there were some huge transits that happened that do affect us. If we take the moment to take a step back and look from a bird's eye view, we can kind of recognize that. So as we go and we look at the spring equinox, because that's obviously what tomorrow is, we'll start with that. We are moving out of the womb of the winter. So we come into the spring equinox and it allows us to take a step back and to rest and rejuvenate, which Amelia is giving us the greatest example of, that if you take a step back, you can actually get a greater perspective on what you want to, I'm going to call it plant in the garden of your heart. So I know a lot of you have heard me always talk about the garden of your heart because I think it's really important. It's the first garden that you ever tend to, is the garden of your heart. That's where you're going to plant your seeds of intention. And when it is the spring equinox, if we have not done so when it was the winter solstice, what we want to start looking at is what is still in the soil, right? That's in the garden of my heart that I need to start weeding out. Because you're not going to plant a beautiful new garden. You're not going to plant these new seeds if there's a bunch of fucking dead shit from the last season, because it's just not going to work out. You're going to waste your time. Things aren't going to grow the way they should. Things aren't going to be able to root down if you don't pull out what was from last season, right? So that's one of the most important things. But I also want to hit on the fact that when it comes to equinoxes, or it comes to if you celebrate Ostara, if you move with the wheel of the year and you celebrate any of those, when we see these things that come in as like these like spiritual holidays, I guess is what you could call them, right? These like spiritual celebrations and gatherings, people want to like run to the end of the earth with like the most amount of rituals that they can do. You don't have to do that. It's not like you don't have to do all of these grandiose things for you to feel good and still be doing the work. Keeping it simple is sometimes more effective when it comes to cleansing yourself out than it is to complicate it. I know Jason was with us last year. We did an energetic cord cutting for the spring equinox, and it was big and it was really intense and it was potent and it was beautiful. But you don't have to go through all of that to still weed out your garden and prep your garden for the new season. what I love about this year's spring equinox, okay, we are ending Pisces season, right? It's the astrological new year. We're moving into Aries season. This is super exciting. It's always exciting when it's the new year for astrology, and we're going in and we have this new moon in Aries, and I love new moons because full moons are like, you know, like tits out, I'm here, you know, like let's fucking go, we're shining. Whereas new moons, it's when the moon is the darkest. It's when the moon has taken a full step back, and it doesn't mean that she's not as powerful or potent. Her energy still is. But at the same time, because she's a new moon, she's like, I am allowed to be Amelia and just stay the fuck in bed because my body's calling for it. I am allowed to, I don't have to hang out with my friends right now. I don't have to do 8,000 fucking rituals for it to be potent. As long as my intention is there when I begin, when I'm in the middle of it, and when I end, that's all that matters. So Aries is a beautiful sign, right? And we know we have our token Aries men with us, right? And so Aries is very much an actionable sign. And Pisces season is a really beautiful way to round out the end of the year. And then Aries is a great way to bring us in. Now, Aries, it's like almost like, this makes sense in my head, so I'm gonna say it. It's like you're naked riding a unicorn that's on fire. That's what Aries season is like. You know, like it's in your face, it's bold, it's gonna go after what it wants. And so I love that this week is granting us the space to be like, whoa, how do I want to ride in on my unicorn fire horse? And what do I want to be riding that horse towards? You don't have to get in your head about all these different directions that I know we were talking about with this whole idea of life's purpose tonight. But keep it, I had a teacher that always used to say KISS to us, which meant keep it simple, stupid, because we would overcomplicate our yoga poses. But so keep it simple, stupid. What is this one intention? Where have you been mixed up in life, thought-wise, that you can say, well, what matters most to me? And don't spin out on it. The first thing that comes to your mind, boom, write that down. What is it that matters most to me right now? You might look at that and be like, wow, I have 8,000 other things to do. Why the fuck was that the first thing that came to my mind? Go with it. Keep it simple. Start there and allow yourself to continue planting seeds in the garden of your heart. If you've never gardened before, you wouldn't create a ginormous garden because it just wouldn't work out. So think of it like that. And if you have gardened before, don't think of it as your actual garden. Disregard what I said. So just because I want you to keep it really simple, really gentle, and have focus and intention, because attention and intention are the most important parts for anything that you're going to do for yourself this week, even if it's only cleaning your altar space. Your attention is on the altar. Your intention is to cleanse your altar, which then cleanses your energy. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm going to end this off here, even though, oh my God, I had so many other things. Okay, wait, not gonna end it off here. Mercury's also moving into Aries, and that's really important because it's the planet of communication. So if you feel like a firecracker when you're talking to somebody, it's okay, but like maybe think about it first. You don't have to. You can go off about it. But if you could take a moment to think about it, especially since we have the new moon and you can really call in that energy to take a step back, take a step back. We do have 3 people here that are non-bleeders. The men. So this is also your bleed week. So enjoy your bleed week. If you can follow along with the phases of the moon, like, are you eating nourishing foods? Go over that type of thing too. Like, what foods am I eating that's nourishing? What am I drinking? Is it nourishing? Who am I spending time around? Are they nourishing to me? No, if not, you are on your bleed week. You do not have time to spend with those people. And then the last thing I'm going to say is that Venus is moving into Taurus from March 16th to April 11th, right? So we're already in it. Venus is that love planet, is that love sign. But Taurus is kind of in my opinion, gentle, but also wants what it wants. I'm not talking about like your relationships right now. I really want you to focus on the relationship that you have with yourself right now. Focus on how you're speaking to yourself, what type of words you're using. When you go to the bathroom and you're washing your hands or you're brushing your teeth, do you look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you're looking beautiful, you're looking snazzy? Try to do that this week as well too, just to cultivate that slow down into the moment of my intention and my attention is really in this moment. I'm washing my hands. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. And it's just a way to show like a little bit of extra love for you and yourself. I'm going to send out, what is it, like 6 journal prompts? 6 journal prompts. If you want to do them. You know, I love doing them and I love doing them together, but we're not going to do that right now, even though they excite me, but we're not going to do it. Even though I want to, but we're not gonna. So I said a lot of things. So we'll just all take a deep breath in and let out a nice sigh. Do what you will with all of that information. You can also throw all that information to the wind and do whatever you need to do in your life. So at this point, it's 8:10. We're just gonna meditate together for the next 10 minutes. If you wanna stick around for it, cool. If you have things you need to do, people you need to hang out with, please go for it. Otherwise, we're just gonna jump right into that. Getting comfortable. Whatever that looks like for you. If you want to be laying down, please lay down. And also, whatever feels most comfortable for you, is that having your eyes open or your eyes closed? And if your eyes are open, I want to invite you to maybe give them like a nice soft gaze, as well as try to look away from screens, or if you have extremely bright lights, just try to bring them to an area in your space that's slightly darker. Take a deep breath in through the nose, softly out of the mouth. Deep breath in again through the nose, softly out of the mouth. Last time, deep breath in again through the nose. And let this one out with a little bit of a sigh. I want you to relax those shoulders again. If you need to roll them up to your ears and then roll them back, you may do so. Try to tuck your chin a little bit towards your chest if you're sitting up. And now we're going to bring our attention and intention, firstly, all the way up into our temples, into the middle of our eyebrows, right into our mind. And if you have not said hello to your mind today, if you just let your mind kind of do things, I want you to take a moment. Say hello to your mind. Noticing, is it moving fast like a tsunami, or is it still like a lake? And not judging, just taking inventory, just checking. And now in this reflection space, how have I been treating my mind these days? Have we been stimulated in ways that are nourishing? Have we connected? Have we been running? Again, not judging, just taking inventory. And then We're going to bring our awareness into our low belly, into your pelvic bowl or your womb space, saying hello to the space of creation. Not just creation of human life that forms here, but creation of what you love to create in this world. Art, music, decorating, cooking, all things like that. And creating the life that you want for yourself, right? But now checking in with this area. When is the last time that I spoke to my pelvic bowl or the bottom of my stomach? Have I been doing right by you? So many things from all the areas in our body are connected. Should I be checking in more? And now seeing if you can, with the energy from your low belly, your pelvic bowl, and the energy from your temples, the space in between your eyebrows and your mind, you can almost draw two lines, right? One coming up, one coming down, and you're going to connect them at your heart space. If it feels good to open up your chest a little bit more, you can do so. And bring these energy points into your heart space. And if you have not said hello to your heart yet today, saying hello, being open to listening, how is it that I can better support you as we start this spring season, this astrological new year? What are things I need to hear? Maybe it's a word, maybe it's not a word, maybe it's a feeling, maybe it's a color, maybe it's a shape. But just listening to what gift your heart is bringing forth for you in this moment. And there's no perfect thing, right? We always want things to be perfect and we want it to be deep and with extreme meaning. But it's not always that way. And now the last thing we'll do together in this heart space is ask your heart, are there any weeds from any of the past seasons before that I need to pull out before I can really turn this soil over for a new season? And if there are and you're choosing to pick those weeds out, do so lovingly, because they're there for a reason. They're part of your life's purpose, your life's journey. They're stepping stones to wherever it is that you're going. cultivating the energy from the mind into the heart, all of the things that we can think and dream up, as well as bringing up the creativity and the expression from our pelvic bowl, all the way into the heart. And simply having gratitude. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And let out a nice sigh with that. Deep breath in again. Let that go. Deep breath in again. Softly let it out. You can wrap your arms around your chest, giving yourself a nice hug. You might want to tuck your chin to your chest. You can gently rock your head from right to left, up and down. And whenever you open your eyes on something that is not a screen or a light. Once again, grounding down, back into your space, recalibrating. And this meditation was only meant to give you just a moment to connect with yourself. There's a lot of energies that you can work with this week if you choose to do so. You can, you don't have to. But no matter what, you're worthy of tending to the garden of your heart every single day, if you choose to do so. So thank you guys for sticking it out with me and for being here. And I wish you and yours so many blessings for your spring equinox and your new moon. And for those of you that are going to sit with the celebration of Ostara, many blessings to you and your rituals, whatever you choose to do.
Thank you guys for coming to Integration.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. We deeply appreciate each and every one of you. And you all know how to reach out to us. So please feel free to do so if you need. I am so impressed with myself right now that I stuck to the time schedule.
You're 2 minutes over, but yeah, pretty close.
That is so much better than an hour and a half. That's all I'm going to say.